Amud Aleph, and yeah, we learned Shabbos.
Today's Yuzai.
Huh?
Today's Yuzai.
We'll catch up to it. And we're in the middle of a Gemara over here. That the Gemara has a question by the Saita. So they would take a cup with water and they would put earth into it. Also, they put in what they erased from the Torah that we'll see later. They put earth. In the Torah it says they should take offer that was in the Mishkan. Offer means earth. So the Gemara is asking the Shaila, if you don't have offer, could you use Afer? Afer is ash. That's the Gemara Shaila. So now if you look over here by Toshma, the Amar Rabbi Yechon, it's a little bit in the middle of the page. You got it over here? You want to show them what it is? Tez Zayin Amud Aleph. Gemara says, Toshma, the Amar Rabbi Yechon Mishum Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Yechon said in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, B'shreishim Mekayimos, there are three places in the Torah where halacha a keves mikra. In other words, where the pasuk says one thing, but there's halacha Moshe Sinai that says different. And the Gemara explains it. HaTorah Amar ba'ofer. The Torah says, by kisu adam, Moshe, when you shecht a chicken, or when you shecht a chaya, so you have to cover the blood. So, kisu ba'ofer. And the halacha is, b'chol davar. Like he asked last time, he saw when you went to the kaparas, they gave you sawdust. Sawdust isn't offer, it's pieces of wood. So you see that even though the Torah says offer, you could do it with anything. The Torah says that a nazir has to let his hair grow. Instead, he shouldn't take a razor and cut off his hair. And if he uses a scissor, it's also awesome. And a Torah Amar Sefer, the Torah said a get costs a Sefer creases. Sefer means parchment, like a Sefer Torah is a B'alacha b'chol davar. The Gemara says in Gittin you could even write on a leaf of a tree, you could write a get. V'im isa, and if we will say that over here by the Saita, you could also use Afer, even though it says offer, so let him, you should have said that there's four things that you could change what it says in the pasuk. And for the Gemara, it's a good question that you're asking, but it's not a proof. Why? Because Tani V'Shaya. In other words, there's a Russian in the Gemara, the Tana is not a salesman. He doesn't have to mention every place. So he mentions three places. He gave you that to correct the Gemara. My Shaya, the high Shaya, you have to have something similar. If there's a few places, then you can say he's not a salesman. He doesn't have to. There's 10 places he mentioned to me, but if there's nothing else besides this one, then you don't do it. Then you mention it. And for the Gemara, Shaya Mitzvah, they left over Mitzvah. What's Mitzvah? The Sanya we learned, when it comes to 7th day, when he's coming Torah, it counts 7 days. So he should shave off all his hair, and that's a kal. That's a general term. There's a Gemara in there.
I know, I need to leave soon.
Huh? Okay, but there's a Gemara right in there. So That's a cow. And as Roshai, as Zakonai, as Gabes Einov, then the Torah specifies his head and his eyelashes and his and the beard. So that's a prat. Now that's very specifying details. And then it says in Pasuk, it's called Sori Yigaleach. So Chazer a Kal. So we have a Kal or Prat or Kal. And we have a rule that by Kal or Prat and Kal, we're moisiv things, but we're moisiv things that are Ke'ein HaPrat. So therefore, the Kal or Prat or Kal, Iyatadon El Ke'ein HaPrat. So Ma Prat Mefurish, Mokam, Kinus, Sar, Venera, all these places that are listed specifically are places where there's a lot of hair and you can see the hair. It's not the thing that gets covered. Avkom, Mokam, Kinus, Sar, Venera, so you have to do that also. So the Gemara, my Rabbi, what from the Kal practical, what are we moiser? There's a Kal also. So what are we moiser? Ke'ena Kal. So the Gemara, my Rabbi, Roi Sar Haragayim. Sar Haragayim means the hair of by the Ava, the public place. Ma miyat, you something you have to minimize something. Ma miyat, the base hasechi, under the armpit, that's covered, and the kula gufa, the rest of Moshe, the hair on the legs, because even though it's near, but it's not a ribu of sar. The kula gufa, and v'hilchasa. So we have a pasuk, and then we dash the kal pato kal, and then the hilchos of the halacha is over that megaleach kedalas. You have to shave off like a dalas, like a melon, all smooth. The Snam we learned, but when he comes to go around with the shaver on the Messiah, is Mavre Tar Al Kol B'Sarei. So removes every hair that there is on the body. Uktani Sefer, and it says also in the Sefer that B'Yem B'Shri Megalchai, that on the second time, again you have to shave off everything. Tagalch Shniya Kedagalch Rishayna, that it means everything. So you see that there's another case already besides by Saita now, and also besides these things, there's Mitzayda. So you could say that Tony V'Shia, because there's something else. So the Gemara, no, it's not a raya. Why is it not a raya from Mitzayda? Omer Rav Nachman by Yitzchak, Rav Nachman by Yitzchak, Kiko Choshev, Halacha Oikeves Mikra, and Hai Oikeves Midrabanan. That means like this. In the three cases that he brought, the Torah says something specific. Moshe, the Torah says sefer, and it doesn't have to be a sefer. The Torah says tar, and it doesn't have to be a tar. It could be a scissor. But the Torah says offer by kisodam, and it could be anything. But over here, there's no pasuk. This Ma'aba everything is not against the pasuk; it's against the limud of a kal protokol. So there's no comparison. Over those three places are against a specific word in the Torah, where the halacha, and this is just a limud. He calls it midrabanan. The emes is shreisha shemida Torah nedreshes is kal protokol. The Rambam also calls it different suffering. So the pshat is a limud of kal protokol is midraisa. But who did that limud? The Rabbanan. So they call it Rabbanan because they're the ones that created it. That's one teretz. And then the Gemara says, now Papa says, it's no raya from Mitzayda, Because Kika Choshev Halacha a keves v'akeres, and Hai a keves u'meisepes. That means what this is. L'mashal, when the Torah says, because of Sefer Krisis, and we come and we say you can write on a leaf. So we say, disregard what the Torah says, right? L'mashal, when the Torah says, Ta'ar Saba Rashay, and he used a scissor, so we're disregarding what the Torah said. By Mitzvah, we are moisif on what the Torah said. And we're not changing, even though you have the Kal Pratakal, we're not changing, because when you say Megaleach Kidalas, so it also includes the adhere that the Torah said. So Mela says, it's not a raya. That's a second teres. The Papa says that the whole raya from Mitzvah is not a raya. Why? Because Kika Haimas Nita Mani Rabbi Shmueli. Now, let me just give a little bit of an introduction. In the way to Darshan Taita, we have Klal Pratakal, and we have Riba, Miyat, and Riba. What's the difference? By Klal Pratakal, so we're Moisef Ke'ena Prat. By Riba, Miyat, and Riba, over there we're Moisef everything. But because you have a Miyat, so we also, there's one thing that we exclude. So Mela, he's saying is that you want to bring a eye from the Tzayda, that the halacha made a change from the pasuk. He said, that's if you learn Kal Pratakal, then it's a big change. But if you learn Riba, Miyat Riba, so Kedalas Mani, das steht im Megaleach Kedalas, that is according to Rabbi Kiva. The other is Ribu Umiyut, Idashan Ribu and Miyutu B'Mega. The sign that we learn, V'hoy B'Yemeshvi Yigaleach, as called Sa'oroi, that's Ribu. It's everything. And then we're saying, Es Roishay, V'ez Ekoni, V'ez Gabes Einov, that's a Miyut. And then it says in Pasuk, it's called Sa'oroi Yigaleach, so Chazo B'Ribu. So when you have Riba Umiyat V'Riba, so Riba Hakol. Oh, but you have to be Mamayit something also. So we have one thing, my Riba the Kula Gufa, my Miyat Say Shabbatecha Chaysim. If there's any hair in the nose, that you don't have to cut off. So so what do we see from here? That it's not an example of a halacha a keves mikra, because when mitzvah everything shtetin taida say, so it's not raya to other things. Perfect Gemara, my havi. But what happens? We have a question. We have a question. Could you use afer ashes instead of offer? So Timor Toshma. The Omer of Huna Baravashi, Omer Rav, Ein Shom Offer, maybe Rak Munus Yerek. You could bring like for shimmelte grass. You know, the grass that is already crumbling already. So you could use that also. So you see that offer is laved after, it could be apos. Maybe that could be Yerek Umekadesh. What does it mean Mekadesh? Because you have to put it into the floor of the Mishkan. We learned in the Gemara before that there was a tile where you picked up the tile and you put it in over there. So the Gemara from the Rakuvis Yerek, from the verschimmelte vegetable is no rayim, because Rakuvis Yerek. Who the havi offer? Aber Efer lo havi offer. The vegetable, when it begins to rot, it becomes back offer again. But ashes has nothing to do with earth. Ashes is burnt wood. It's not. Then it says in the Mishnah that you have to put some earth into the cup, and it says, "Kedei sheyira al hamayim." You should put in enough earth, like I explained when we learned. If you take a cup of water and you put some sand in it, so the sand dissolves and you don't see it. So you have to put in enough sand that you should see the sand. The upper. So the Gemara, Shreisha Tan Rabbanon, Shreisha Tzrichen Sheyiru. There are three cases where you have to see it. What are the three cases? Offer Saita, that's number one. By the offer that's put in by the Saita. The Efer Para, by the Para Duma, when you mix it, the ash from the Para Duma with the water, you have to be able to see it. Veraik Yavama, the Yavama, when she's giving chalitza, or when she's getting chalitza, she should spit. So you have to be able to see the saliva. Mishum Rabbi Shmuel, in the name of Rabbi Shmuel, they said, Avdam Tzipor. Also by the tzipor, by the Nagoyim, that you have to take the blood and spritz the blood and send away the life. So over there you also have to see it. So the Gemara, my Tama, the Rabbi Shmuel, the Ksiva said in Posek, B'tovo oisom, b'dam hatzipor. B'tanya, and we learn, state in Posek, b'dam, we're saying that the dam has to be recognizable. So it's state in Posek, b'dam, Yochel, I would think, b'dam, v'lei b'mayim. Talmud Leima, b'mayim. I mayim, Yochel b'mayim, v'lei b'dam, that you don't even need the blood. You have to be able to dip it into the water from the Talmud Leima, b'dam, hoketzad, maybe mayim, shedam tzipor nika b'hem. You have to bring enough water that the blood will come in there, it will be recognizable. How much water is that the dam will be noticeable? The revius of water. Rabbanon, and the Rabbanon, hahu miboy legu gufay. That not that it has to be recognizable, but you have to have both. You can't have separate blood and separate water. It has to be together. With Rabbi Shmuel, how does he know that you need both? Im came Rachmana v'tova b'hem. The dam u'b'mayim lamuli to see that it has to be seen, has to be recognizable. The Rabbanon who don't hold that, it has to be nika, because they say ich kasav rachmana v'tava b'hem haba mina hayla chuda hayla chudei. You could have two cups, and each one is separately. Kasav rachmana b'dam u'b'mayim la'ovim, to mix it together. Rabbi Shmuel, and Rabbi Shmuel says la'ovim kora echin niksiv. We have another pasuk to know that you have to mix it together, because the state v'shochat is a tzipor ha'achas, and the middle, so into keli, so it means together. V'rabbanon imer hahi, if from that pasuk have amina l'shachtei samach l'mona, you should shachtei the bird near the keli with the water, v'niktarina levriden, and hold the pipes that they shechted, on the kabla ledam b'mona achrita. In other words, you have a cup with water, and you shecht it right next to it, and then you hold on to it, and you move it into the other cup. Kamash malon, that it has to be both together. So the Gemara, boy, minay Rabbi Yirmiyah, may Rabbi Reb Zera, Gedoyla umadeches esamayim. What happens? You said that the water is the revius of water, right? What happens if it's a very big bird that has a lot of blood? So do you have to add more water, or what do you do then? Or use less dam? Or katana v'nitches b'nei hamayim. Or if it's a very small bird, and b'mega, where you put all the blood from the bird into the revius, you still wouldn't see the dam. Mahu. So what's the din? Amalei said to him, Rava Mina Lacho, didn't I already once tell you, Leisapek Nafshach Leba Mehilchaso. In other words, don't ask questions. If the Chacham said something, they knew what they're talking about. Betzipa Drar Shi'ur Rabbanim, it was a wild bird. The Chachamim were Mashayir, was Einucha Gedoyla Shemadachas as Hamayim. There isn't such a big bird, so big that it has more blood that it will overpower the water. Ve'einucha Katana Shenitches B'nei Hamayim, and there's not such a small bird that the water will you wouldn't see the dam. Okay, now comes another piece of Gemara. Tan Rabbanon higdim ofel amayim pasol. If you put in the offer before the water, it's pasol. But Reb Shimon machsha, and Reb Shimon says it doesn't matter if you put it in, what you put in first, what you put in second. So the Gemara, my time of Reb Shimon. What's the time of Reb Shimon? The Ksiv, V'lokach atame, me'afa sreifes achatas. This is talking by the Paraduma. So he says you should take for the Tome, me'afa sreifes achatas. V'tanya, Reb Shimon asked the question, V'chi afahu? You took the cow and you burnt it. So what do you have when you burn the cow? You have V'aloi. It's the Eifu. Why does it say offer? Nashina hakosav b'mashmoi, loden heimenu. In other words, the Torah used a different word in order that you should use it for a Gzeira Shava. Because we're going to learn, we're going to compare it to the Saita. So the Torah used the word offer over there because we want to learn it from the Saita. What does that mean? Loden heimenu Gzeira Shava, nema kan offer. V'nema lahalan offer, ma lahalan offer, agabi mayim, afkan offer agabi mayim. Umakan higdim offer mayim is kosher, so after halan higdim offer mayim is also kosher. So the Gemara of Hasam Minon, how do we know by a saita if it's higdim it's kosher? So the Gemara today kroy ksiv olav. Alma, well, it says olav alma afilu etva bereisha. First comes the ash and then the water. Uksiv mayim chayim, and what does mayim chayim mean? El keli. It's mayim chayim keli means that the live water should hit the keli. In other words, there shouldn't be anything in it already before you're putting in the water. Alma mayim bereisha. Haketzad. It doesn't matter. You do it any way you want. V'Rabbanan, and they hold that it has to be dafka, first the earth. He said el keli, dafka, and olav is la'arvan to mix them. In fact, the Gemara, why don't you say olav is dafka, and el keli sheteichu yusam bekeli. What does Mashiach Chiyus Mekeli? That means that you shouldn't take the water, let's say from the kiyah, and with a cup, and then put it into the other cup. but it has to be the water from with the cup. You fetch up the water. So the Gemara, Ma'amatzilim b'kol mokum, machshir u'maylo. What is the machshir? In other words, what is the main? Is the main thing the water or the earth? The main thing is the earth. That's the machshir. That's what makes the water mechatos. So just like over there we find that machshir is l'mayla, afkan over here also is machshir l'mayla. The first you put in the water and then you put in the offer. Okay, now we'll go to Daf Zion. There's in Parshas Nosai, there's a few psukim over there about the Saita. So Zat the Gemara, it's a Megillah. If he starts writing it calls it the Megillah Saita. In other words, the Parsha of Saita, Me'eza Mokim Hu Kaisef. What do you write? What do you actually write? So one pasuk is Ve'im or Shochav Ish V'Gaima. That's where he starts from. And he goes on V'at Kisotes Tachas Ishech. And then Ve'ena Kaisef Ishbia Akayin Esa Isha. That you don't have to write. That's just instructions what to do. And V'Kaisef Yitin Hashem Oisach V'Ola V'Lishvua Ubo Hamayim HaMorim Ha'ela B'Me'ayach Latzvez Botan V'Lampo Yorach. That he does right. No, he writes all the things. If you did something wrong, what should happen to you? Ve'ena Kaisef V'Amri Isha Amen Amen. What she responds, that you don't have to write. That's the Tanakama, the mayor. Rabbi Yossi says, you wrote the whole, there's about 4 or 5 psukim over there, so you write the whole thing. Also, what the kohen should do, what the kohen should say, what she should do, you write everything. Rabbi Yehuda says, no, kol atzma ein kaisef. We don't write the whole arichas. We don't write anything. What do we write? Ella only Yit Hashem Oisach V'Ola V'Shvua Ubo Hamayim HaMa'orim Ha'ela B'Me'ayach Ve'ena Kaisef V'Amri Yisha. He doesn't even write the last part as she responds. So we have 3 opinions. Zot the Gemara, but my commitment. What is the basis of this argument? So the Gemara as follows. High Kro Kamifugit. There's a pasuk that says, "V'kosav he should write as ha'olos ha'ela these curses hakayin b'sefer." So they argue now in this pasuk. What does that mean? Rabbi Sova, Rameya Sova, Rameya holds olos mamish. The curses. You have to write the curses. Ha'olos. The word, the hay, there's an extra hay over here. L'rabbeis, kolos u'bois machmas brachos. In other words, when it says, v'im rav hinoki, for example, you'll be good. So that means, and if not, you wouldn't. So he says, olis is always mamash, and ha'olos l'rabbeis, ha'bois machmas brachos. Kol is above my brach. On Eila, ha'olis ha'ela, lamutei klolis sheba mishnah taita. In Chumash Devarim, there's the teichacha. You don't have to write. That's also curses, but that you don't have to write. And ha'ela l'miyutei tzavois v'kabolis amen. No matter what the kohen says to her and what she answers, that you don't have to write. But Rabbi Yossi, he says, "Kula kedamar." I agree with everything that you say, but es l'rabbis tzavois v'kolos. I hold the state es ha'olis ha'ela. So when Moshe also the instructions. Well, most of that also. And for Rameya, why doesn't Rameya also include the instruction? Because Essen, like Dorish, he doesn't dash in the S. Rabbi Yehuda said you don't write anything, just very limited. So Rabbi Yehuda, Kulu b'mi'ute Dorish, he dashes the whole thing only to limit it. So Mela says, always mamash. Always, l'miyute kloles, abois, machmas bracha. Eile, l'miyute kloles, sheba mishnah Torah. And ha'eile, l'miyute tzavois, v'kabolis. So that's why he writes only, just a curse actually. Frek the Gemara, v'Rab Meir, Maishno, Hai, the Malbi Bey, Umaishno, Hai, the Mamayat Bey. If you look over here before, when he takes the word, Ha'oles Ha'ela, right? So, Ha'oles is L'Rabes Klolis, right? And Ha'ela is L'Mut Klolis B'Mishnah Torah. Why the same hey, the same letter? Why one time they use the letter to be Malbeh and one time to be Mamayat? Emperor the Gemara. Emperor the Gemara. Hi, hey. Emperor the Gemara. Hey, the Gabi the Ribue. When it says V'Kosav as always, so that means a lot of always, right? So over there we use the hey to be Malbeh. So hey the Gabi the Ribuye is the Ribuye, and hey the Gabi the Miute. Ha'ela means these, and that. So we use that to be the Mamayat. Now, for the Gemara, according to Rabbi Meir, the Gemara said before that ha'ela Rabbis Klois Habois Machmas Brachos, right?
Yeah.
So for the Gemara with Rabbi Meir.
Well, let's say that, yeah.
Well, let's say Rabbi Meir Mikal Lav Ata Shemaya Hain. Rabbi Meir holds by Tanai. When you make a Tanai, you need a Tanai kafel. Why do you need a Tanai kafel? Because we don't say that automatically. If you're not going to do it, then we don't say that. So if Rabbi Meir doesn't hold Mikal Lav Ata Shemaya Hain, so why do you write the Klolos Habos Machos Brachos? So the Gemara, Amud of Tanka said, he noki ksiv. It doesn't say. It says he noki. He noki. I mean, if not he noki, you'll be clean. So you want to say that there's klolos abos machas brachas. He says no. Don't read the word as he noki. Read the word as chinoki. Chinoki means you'll be choked. So it's as though it says befedish another kolon. Let's just finish a little piece of Gemara here. It's an interesting piece of Gemara. Dorish Rabbi Kiva. Ish v'ish zachu. If a man and a wife are zaycha, ishchina b'neihem. The Eibusha is between them. Loi zachu. If they're not zaycha, then eish oichasam. Because if you take the word ish and isha, they both have ish. There's a yud, and isha there's a hey, and then in each one there's the word eish. So sometimes Yud Hey is the Eibusha's name, and sometimes there's Eish, there's a fire that burns up the home. So the Gemara, Amar Rava said, U'de Isha Adifa, mi the Ish. In other words, the anger that comes from the woman is worse than from the man. My timer, Hai Metzaref, V'hai Vai Metzaref. By the man, there's between in the word ish, there's a hefsek in there. There's the yud is in between, and by the woman, ish and hey. So the woman is worse. So the Gemara Amar Rava said, "B'nei Amar Taira have site offer the saita." Why did the Torah say that you need to take earth by the Saita. So the Gemara, because Zachsa, if she's Zeicha, that she comes out clean, is Yoitza Mimeno Ben Gavrom Avinu. The Ksiv, Bay, Anoichi Ofa Veifa. So she's Zeicha, that would shout like Avrom Avinu. Loi Zachsa, if she's not Zeicha, is Tachzik Ofa, she's going to die and go back to the earth. Dorish Rava, B'schar Shama Avrom Avinu, V'anoichi Ofa Veifa. So what did Avram get for that? Zoch Ubono L'beis Mitzvahs. Eifa Pora, and Ve'eifa Saita. In fact, the Gemara Ve'ikonomi Ofa Kisu Adam. Why don't we count that also? And for the Gemara, Hosam Hechshe Mitzvah Ika. Hanoa Leka. You don't have anything from the Kisu Adam. It doesn't do anything for you. It just allows you to eat the chicken. Dorish Rava, B'schar Shama Avram Avinu. Im Michut V'atzarech now. When he said to the Mel's dying, so Zoch Ubono L'beis Mitzvahs. Chut shel Techeles, U'ritzua shel Tefillin. So the more Bishlam U'ritzua shel Tefillin, T'chsiv V'ra'ka Me'aretz Kishem Hashem Nikol Le'achon. The Mela, so they have a benefit. The Yidden got something for it. V'tanya, we're going to have Blazar Gadol Eimer, Elu Tefillin Shebereish. So they got that. So that they got. Ella Chut shel Techeles. What did they get from the Chut shel Techeles? What is over there? That the more the Sanya Hamad Rameya Aimen, Ma Nishtanet Cheles Mikol Minit Savainim. Why is the Cheles special from other colors? The Neishat Cheles Daimer Yam. The Cheles looks like the Yam when the ocean is waving, the water looks blue. The Yam Daimer Rakia, and the Yam then looks like the Rakia. Rakia Daimer Rakisa covered. Shinama. Yiru as okay Yisrael B'tachas Ragov Kamasa Livnus Hasaper Uketzim Hashemayim L'Toya Uksiv Kamara Evan Saper Dumus Kisei. So Mela, so that means to say that the Indian Tchela said that we see the Kisei covered. That's a special thing that we get thanks to Avraham Avinu saying V'nochi Ofa Veifa.